Hey, Nick,
Yes, sir.
when Amelie wakes up, how come she doesn't open her eyes?
Why? Sometimes she does.
Okay.
Nick, you look like a CEO today.
A what?
A CEO.
Oh,
Yeah.
the CEO of the couch.
Oh, should I start again?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's start the quiz.
Boo.
I try to keep it simple because then it's simple.
You're kind.
Because I don't understand anything anyway, so I can't really ask you complex questions. All right. When we say, I don't know, should I put like this, Venerable Paula? When we say what are two lower philosophicals? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I
Something
would
like
probably recast, but yeah, that's good.
when we say what are I should put two lower philosophical schools, what are our choices? So Jason Kappas says lower philosophical schools because he's discussing who has the kunshi, who believes in the kunshi, etc. So what are the options of the two lower philosophical schools it could be?
Does that detail us in sutras?
That's one of the options. Yep.
That would be my
Perfect.
Yeah.
What's the other option?
Objectists.
Listeners and self-made Buddhas.
Yay, who said that?
Sounds like Anatole.
Anatole, gosh.
Uh,
He must have went to the French bakery this morning.
gotta make it. Okay. Yeah, that's right. How do you say lower philosophical and how do you say those two sets of schools?
Lower philosophical.
I was waiting for someone.
Drupta Mawa Dini.
Yeah, Drupta Mawa. Well, yeah, it's those lower. Literally, in this case, Venerable Paul, you're completely right. But how do you say it literally? It's slightly different, but
Okay.
not much vocab, so I got to do something.
Yeah.
How about Okmani?
Yeah, you could say that too. He
Double?
just put yeah, again, you could say that too, of course, but he just put, let me do this thing. He just put Druptop Menpa.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It makes sense. You'd have to know it from the text. It's not like it's evident. You guys answered this already. Okay. And how do you say this in Tibetan?
Aya.
There's no vocab. What do you want?
What do you want? There's no vocab. You're in
You
the
want kunchi again? I'll put kunchi again.
you're in the most difficult text ever written in Tibetan, and you can't find a vocabulary. Come on.
I did. Please.
All right.
How do you say detailless, Rob Haggerty?
Vaibhashika?
Yeah, that's
Drupta Mawa.
okay. Yeah, you're right, Haggerty. It was just the wrong language. How do you say sutras?
And it's a word we use for sutra.
I know, it's weird.
Something go?
Yeah,
Yay.
Yeah, dough. What else? Did you just say dough? What else did you say?
I think it was word. I think it was duh. I'm not sure.
Performs two functions.
They're functionless. That makes sense.
Do, do they? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, do de pa or do de wa, either one.
The day pass. Okay, right, gotcha.
Good. Pa just means it's okay. And what about this? This is it's idiomatic. I don't know. Just guess, I guess. I don't know. The way he put it is pretty idiomatic. How do you say, okay, let's say, how do you say lesser way, lower way?
Tekman ki niente dangrang sangye.
Whoa, you basically got it, Nick. Good job. He just made it a compound.
Mawan Yen Rang Kil.
He put nen wrong together. He lam the path of them. Whatever. That's the Tibetan. There wasn't anything. Okay. Why is it evident that this argument concerning foundation consciousness in the lower schools is erroneous?
Trick question, trick question.
But there is no foundation consciousness in the lower schools.
Yay! Tim's paying attention or he's
Wait, how much money you giving to Dr. Lowenhart?
what? Tim needs to give me some cash. No, I'm kidding. What is the thing that creates a holy body that is for the sake of others?
Bodhicitta.
Yeah.
That's true. More, I guess, literally, I don't know.
You mean like of the six perfections?
Yeah, I mean from the book.
Oh,
I mean, yes, the six perfections, but
Is it
he
like
said something
this,
specific.
like this empty space? You're talking about this empty space, right? They got in there, both schools, but the highest and the lowest.
Well, he's saying why you don't end up with the body of a Buddha from practicing the lower path, pretty much. He just kind of mentioned something. I'll just tell you because I don't know. He says the habit of working for the sake of others.
oh,
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, but in a way, maybe you have to remind people. Already the Tibetan. Here's the translation.
Yay. Okay.
I'll read it. Apparently, people like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Shenyang. Nampar tenla apa duar. Jushek tan kunshi nikamepe mu. Pakme ki nyang de la songpe chir yang ngartar, you know.
Nice. Let me digest your translation here. Moreover, some of the outline is allow practice in the United States as concerns the permutation, having neither an engaging consciousness nor because that this is explained in the realm and no remainder, as we stated before. Good. My only question for you is when he says jukshe,
Yeah.
what's he referring to in the 8 consciousnesses?
He's referring to the 6.
Yeah, good. Yeah. So when you say, as you wrote here, engaging consciousnesses,
Yeah.
we're always talking about the first 6 and not 7 or 8. Why 7 and 8 are not jukpa would be an interesting discussion in your class, you know. So
I think he already stated, like, you're not like foundation consciousness and like use it. So it's not juke, but you can like use your eyes. You can like direct.
Yeah, I agree. Juke is more active, more assertive. Yeah. And foundation consciousness is more like whatever the TV shows you, you believe, you know. Okay. Nice translation. Okay, let's go to the next one. By the way, we already had this in our text and we don't need to go back to it. I don't think so. Do you want to read your 466?
Sure. Dinyen to tang gotun shekyang juminute kunshi yuna tenla beppe kap yin pe chero.
Yeah. Let me see. You cannot say that it also conforms to the listeners. I like the conform for Gotun. That's nice. With the listeners because it's part of the presentation on continue then back up image here. Yeah, good. Okay. Good. Or you could say on whether or not you have foundation consciousness or something like that. Good. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. I think this is going to get really interesting because we all heard these weird ideas about nirvana and you disappear. And there's going to be a lot more detail here. It's not as dumb as it sounds. Okay, so please read one more paragraph word.
테나 제작 마와나 클락메키테 두제 군체 배 소설 당옥 니 제수 grup에 두마체 식육 육반들라 도대 두제 각배 매각 장매바 직두 두대 홍보당 절war니 들라 두마체수 민두페치로.
Good. That's interesting. I wonder why there's not a Duma Chedze Sumindu in the last line. I think there might be something missing, you know. In fact, there's certainly something missing. It should say Duma Chedze. No, the Ze is correct.
Oh, you think it's J as well?
There should have been a BYAS between Ma and Ze, yeah. In my opinion, yeah, good. Okay, good. Therefore, in terms of how to detail it, Shidamawa, Dena Chidamawa na to discuss the runner with no remainder. Good. The stream of made things to check in che so tango ni. Stop to the situation. Actually, it's more of a positive.
Oh,
The Sosor Dangok, which is a Gyunchepa of ditches. You see what I mean?
which is the ending of the stream of made
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. And good. Cessation from individual analysis. I really like it.
It's yours.
Oh, okay. It's a Drupe. Now, this is really interesting to me. I don't know about you guys, but if in the lower schools, if you reach nirvana and you blink out, right, and you just stop, then is that a thing?
Right.
Is the thing, like we call it nirvana, right? So it kind of feels like a thing. So you go, and then suddenly everything stops. And in the next moment, is there something there or not? Okay, and what is there? And the lower school says a separate entity pops into existence after the mind and body stop. A separate entity pops into existence after the mind and body stop. And that second entity is Dumache. Okay.
Uncomposed.
Yeah, it's a unchanging thing. Okay. It's an unchanging thing, uncreated thing. Okay. So they have this kind of cool idea. When you shut off your mind and shut off your body, you're not really gone because there's an ending there, or there's an absence there, which is a thing, which is an actual thing, and it's a dumache.
Whoa.
It's a permanent, unchanging thing. That nirvana is a thing. It's a thing, which is the absence of those body and mind. But that absence continues on forever. Okay. And so it's your blink out. And you stay in the blink out forever, something like that. Okay. They don't feel comfortable to say you just disappear. They say you become your disappearance.
So this is that disappearance thing?
No, we got two schools of thought here.
Oh, okay.
First school first school says when everything shuts down, you move into a kind of a dharmakaya. You see, you move into kind of an unchanging, you become an unchanging entity, but you are still an entity. Okay. You become a dumache. Okay. And they call it sosotango, right? Dela, okay. They say shik yapa means there is an unchanging blob there that you became. Okay. And then the Dodepas say, you are not a dumache. Okay. You are not an unchanging entity. You are a simple mepa.
Non-entity.
Yeah, you're a non-entity. Yeah. So they're a little more radical. Okay. They say when you disappear, what's there is nothingness. Okay. As opposed to a permanent ending of your negativities. Okay. It's interesting. Okay. So what's the Chang here? Abbreviation for a word.
Qiyang or Qiyang?
Yeah, Qiyang Me, nothing at all.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's the classic misunderstanding of nirvana. You become nothing at all, right? Okay. So, yeah.
It says here that the Dodepas deny that you're a Duje. It doesn't say Dumaje, right?
No, you are the simple discontinuation of all changing things.
Yeah, it's not saying deny. They believe.
Yeah, you are the simple megak.
I see. They don't. I got you.
You are the simple absence of all produced things.
Yeah.
Okay. And you hang out in a state where you are just nothing as opposed to permanently something. Okay. It's kind of interesting to me. I don't know. Good. And then they say, Pumbanadarani de, you are, they believe, still talking about the sutras, they believe you are without body and without mind, okay? But they don't agree that there could be a separate entity called that thing which was never produced, or that absence of produced things. They don't agree that that's a separate entity. The Vaibhashika, they say when you blink out, you become a separate entity called blink out or something. And then in the second school, they don't say anything's left at all. There's just the absence of all changing things, okay? And it's just an absence. So in the lower school, you become a permanent, unchanging entity. And in the second school, you just blink out. And they don't believe in a Ze. So Ze means a separate entity called the absence of produced things or something like that. They don't believe that nirvana is a separate entity. It's just an absence. Okay. I have some, the reason I understood that was I was able to talk to some other philosophers, and I thought you guys might like to see some of them. That was one of them. And
PJs.
I like the peaches. I don't know why I can't find peaches like that for myself.
Word, you gotta get some of
Look at
those.
that smile.
I do have them. We all got them for Christmas.
Okay.
Holy crap.
And then we got this one.
Oh.
I want a duck like that or whatever it is.
Okay, just give me your address. I'll send it to you.
She's got a good smile. My gosh. Okay. All right.
Then I have a kind of punctuation question.
Okay.
Venerable Upala, I'm trying to get better at punctuation. I think of you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so as far as this whole section, right? Because this is like whereas, right? This is like a disjunctive, right? Again,
Yeah, that's true. We call it a mild disjunctive.
exactly. So would you make this one big section because you have this whereas, so you're trying to like disjunct them, like show how they're like contrasting. So would you make it one big section?
Well, I
with, like-
definitely wouldn't run on the sentence. I would definitely stop the first sentence. Yeah, and I like the whereas. I might, if it were me, I would cut it into two sentences, that section. And I would say the sutras, on the other hand, believe. You see something like
I
that?
see. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So even though you would just distinct a lot to make it make sense and just put it as 1-2 sentences.
Yeah, and whether or not you split this whole paragraph into two
Yeah.
is a valid question. And I've been struggling with that lately. And I believe the two thoughts are so closely linked that I wouldn't want to create two different paragraphs.
Exactly. And that's why I didn't split it. And because
Yeah.
this was here, kind of, it's like weird when there's like a tongue or like a conjunction to split it, because then it's like hanging. It's, I don't know. It seems.
I will do it shamelessly if it was longer.
Mm,
If it was Tsongkhapa, I would do it. But here I think it's the thoughts are so he's trying to create a, what do you call it? Compare and
Contrast?
contrast. Right? Yeah, he's trying to do a contrast. So if you split them, you kind of lose the feeling. Yeah.
I did one more again. You asked me for 4.
Yeah, this is one of the most famous quotations in all of the Kangya. In all 990 books of Buddha, this is one of the most famous quotations.
Okay.
So please read first.
Okay. Nike kyang, lushik sorwa silwar kyur, dushin gakshin duche shi, nampar shepa nupkyurpa, dindra teni duknelta, shepe doi dunyin par semshin.
Yeah, good. Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah. I want you to recast this with Nika as a subject of the sentence and Sem as a verb at the end.
Oh, I was wondering about that, Nika. I thought, is it the sutrist and the detailist or no?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It is. Okay.
Yeah.
So both of them think.
Good. That's all. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. Both of them think that their interpretation of a permanent, unchanging space called nirvana, or a simple absence of anything at all, is what the sutra means when it says. That's what it means. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they both think they got it right, and they both use the same quotation to prove what they think. Okay.
And this shing is just a later. There's another quote coming up or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, what did you think? I
think that's fine. I think now it would be an interesting class word to discuss the verbs he chose for shutting off the 5 heaps. See what I mean?
exactly. And I did think about them because they were pretty particular, you know?
Exactly. And so don't forget, this is an enlightened being talking. So what verbs has he put on the 5 heaps? And you want to talk about it right now, Word?
Yeah, as much as I've thought, but like shik for Lu makes sense because that's often the case. Like the body breaks down, you know?
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, I mean,
No, I mean, the
I'll
pieces
tell you
start-
about it.
about
Okay.
I mean, the pieces fall apart one by one, and you spend
Well,
the
you
whole week,
see.
you spend the whole week at different specialists. You know?
My
Okay.
time in Chinese medical school taught me.
Exactly. This one was a little more difficult for me, but I was talking about it with Oscar. I think it was you, Oscar, right? Weren't you saying like feeling in the body, like how your body is warm? Weren't you saying, was that you, Oscar?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
I think it was. So like you have to be warm in your body to have a feeling, so then the feeling cools off.
But this word, silwa is a verb that's always used with sadung.
Sadun?
Sadung.
Oh, dong. Oh, like don't not torture. Dong is
Yeah, it is. It is the torment of the heat of the sun, for example.
oh right, yeah, the torture of heat. Yeah.
So this
Oh.
verb silwa always accompanies that. So what's that imply about feelings?
Oh, the torture ends. You finally end the torture of having to feel all this stuff.
Yeah, and so you got to find a way to say that. And I personally wouldn't mind if the verse got longer, if
Right.
so that you could. If it were me, I might put a heap on each line, for example.
Yeah, I was kind of playing with that because the numpar shape ended up on one line, and I was wondering.
The Buddha obviously wants it to feel like a list. So yeah, or something where you got to find words that indicate you've been tortured with a red hot piece of iron, and suddenly somebody takes it off of you. You know, and the concept of feeling, the capacity of feeling as being like a red hot iron is very interesting. You know, and by the way, the texts all say feeling never stops. It's a constant torture your whole life. You know, that's why people take heroin and stuff. They want to get out of it, and so you have license here to get very poetic about you know, finally getting free of some kind of molten steel or something like that. You know?
Okay, I'll think about it.
Yeah. Now, why gok for douche?
I think that's a good one for douche. I mean, if the feelings don't get you, the thoughts will. So,
Yeah, but what kind of thoughts is douche?
douche is discrimination. Like,
Yeah, he's better, he's worse, he's stupid, he's smart, she's beautiful, she's ugly. And then finally, you shut down this, you know, you shut down this discriminating. You got to be more poetic in this. This is one of the most poetic lines in Buddhism, you know.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm just putting what it is more literally.
Yeah,
so
yeah. But just imagine if you could finally stop all your prejudices and all your biases and all your discrimination, and what would it feel like? It's supposed to feel. It's supposed to feel wonderful. Okay.
Yeah, nirvana. Okay, and then other factors are I put extinguished. I mean, obviously this is like pacified or put to rest.
Yeah, I wonder. Can you comment on why? Why did he choose a word put to rest or something like that? Why? What duces are you think he's talking about?
Well, I mean, it's the 5 heaps, right? So this is. I mean, it can be karmas, right, or the second link or something. But in this context,
yeah, it's not. You're correct. It's not. Yeah.
the 4th heap, the rest of the mental functions that are pain in the ass, basically.
I think I would support that kind of thinking. In the Abhidharma and the Sutra schools, the big duces are the other mental functions. Yeah. So finally, all this thinking is comes to a stop. You know, and the implication is that thinking itself is painful.
It often is.
And that's a very typical misunderstanding of Buddhism, right? Yeah.
It's a Dharma rumor. And then this nup means to decline or disappear or set, you know, as far as the sun goes, right?
Why do you think they use it for consciousness?
I don't know. I think it's kind of like going to sleep or something. Your conscious kind of like it feels like it fades out in this.
I was thinking the same word. I was thinking fade out here, fade away here.
Okay.
And for people who misunderstand Buddhism, the final touch is they would like to fall into a deep sleep that never ends or something, like that.
Right.
Yeah. So, go back and show us next time I would put them on separate lines.
Okay.
And try to make it more evocative. Yeah.
I can do evocative.
Yeah, and pretend you're like you got to put your head in the mind of a person who doesn't understand Buddhism, and it's like I met a junkie one time, a heroin junkie, and he pretty much described this. He said, "That's what I want." I just want it all to stop. And so you take some time and make it poetic. Yeah.
Okay, I'll mess with it.
It's so famous.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was famous, but I really liked it. It was very.
It's like it's the basis of many hundreds of years of stupid ideas about Buddhism. Yeah. Okay.
Again.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I misinterpreted this. I guess I thought this was indicating some kind of quote, but it's just saying in general, right?
Yeah, their position on nirvana, really.
Okay.
And by the way, I've never seen such a clear juxtaposition of the two schools' opinions on nirvana. If you had asked me before I read this, I would have said they were pretty much the same, but he separates them and it very skillfully.
Okay. That's it.
All right. Oh, let's start the class.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Where are you? This is a really beautiful part of your text, maybe because I can understand it.
And maybe they're all beautiful. I don't get it.
Yeah. Why did I put Ben's text here? Yeah.
I did, Ken. I did.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay.
The Sosor Tangok.
Okay, good. Okay. I had a note to myself for you.
Yeah.
When you're looking for, by the way, I really, 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 really appreciate that you went and found your own quotations, because that saves me a lot of time. And there's no reason why you guys can't do it for your own text. But when you hit a quotation, multiple hits, you have to select the earliest one. So you had a Tengyur one, but there's a Kangyur one. So when you get a hit, whether you're in the Kangyur or the Tengyur, and go for the Kangyur first, because the Tengyur is just quoting the Kangyur. So we don't want to, in the mixed nuts, we don't want to, and this was Nick and Ben had this challenge this week while they were cleaning up an earlier translation of mine, and try to find the original quotation. And even among the Tibetans, if you get 5 hits, you have to go to the dates and see which one came first. And then the others are quoting the first one, right? Hopefully. Okay. And yeah.
But don't you also distinguish based on who is the most accurate in your viewpoint as well amongst the Tibetans?
Well, as I mentioned before, the database is vetted. Our database is clean. There's nobody in the database who's a weirdo. So we don't let them in the database. So if you hit it in our database, it's probably authoritative. Yeah. Yeah. Which is, you guys don't think about it, but that's something that Grandpa has left for you, is a clean database. So please don't mess it up. Okay. All right. Somebody will come and say, why you don't put all the books in? And you have to have a good answer for that. Or you can say you pay to put the other ones in and we'll call it a secondary database for checking on wrong views.
I
Seriously.
love that. I love that.
Yeah, seriously. And by the way, the minute you say you pay for it, they don't do it anyway. So, all right. Word, you're going to have somebody else read?
Sure. Who's here? Wait, Oscar's not translating. You want to do it, Oscar?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure, bro.
Chetrak tu dodepe. Marme shiwar gyurpatar. Teyi semni nampartar. Shet trachompe semki nampar trulwa marme shiwa. Tarsum patang. Ranki trupta tumpar tuto.
Nice. He's making a pun here. I just noticed, Word,
Oh,
in the
this-
first line.
the detail of the sutrists.
Yeah. Now to give you the super position in more detail, get it? All right. Then what's this 2 lines say?
Marme is a butter lamp. Shiwa is to turn it off, put it out. I don't know, extinguish it.
Yeah.
It's like that. Gurpatar. And then Tei, the mind is like that, right? And
Yeah. The liberation of the mind is similar. I was distracted because here he used Shiwa,
yeah.
and above they used Shiwa.
Oh, okay.
You see, and I wonder, did we find the original source here? No, Shiwa. Okay. All right, that's okay. Because Shiwa would imply Chepapong Yipa.
Oh, there's an agent?
Yeah, somebody stopped it. But I don't think that's what it means here.
Blowing, but it's Nirvana, so blowing out a butter lamp, someone did stop it, right?
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, you could say that. The Kirpa is more past participle, but it's still okay. Okay, anyway, he gave a quotation by Lord Buddha that both the first school and the second school use to support their different presentations of nirvana. Okay. And now he says, by the way, there's more detail from the sutras, and they say when your mind gets liberated, it's similar to how a butter lamp is extinguished, right? So, Dachombe Senki number dua. What's that? The number dua of the Dachombe Sim?
The very liberated mind of a arhat.
Yeah, good. And good translation down here. Shivatar, Simbadang. And why did who's your author again?
Jason Kappa.
Why did Jason Kappa add this sentence? Rangi Dubta Tumbardido.
We also agree with that.
No, there Dubta.
I put there in the translation, but I second guess.
Yeah,
myself.
no. So they have crafted or they have created their system about nirvana to fit this verse. That's what he's saying. Okay, and they have crafted their position on nirvana to agree with this quotation. Okay,
Their own system.
Yeah, they say only their own system
Oh,
fits this quotation nicely. meaning implying whose system doesn't fit it nicely.
Either
The
J.
two
or
Either
the
their own or the mind-only position.
No, the discussion here has been between the two lower schools, right?
so
By
J.
Bhaskara
Mala.
and Dodepa.
Yeah, so they say, oh, those Abhidharma guys, they think your mind blinks out, your body blinks out, and then a big clump comes into existence forever. And then they
Mhm.
say, we're not clumpists, you know. The butter lamp dies, the mind just disappears, and this quotation fits us. Okay. Where was that from? Oh, the 100 Stories of the Saints. Okay. So here I found it. You found it in the Kangir, and then also in the. When you find something, put it in 16 point. Okay. Put that piece in 16 point.
Okay, yeah, I usually do. I don't. Maybe I missed
Yeah,
it.
it helps us when we're in class. Yeah. Okay. Whoa. Okay, good. Here we go.
I did
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Who is this?
Hmm.
Oh, this is the perfection of wisdom. Oh, this is a commentary to the Abhisama Ankara, right?
Mhm.
They add a line. Do you want to add? You want to describe that line?
Which was
Oh.
we had that above. We didn't discuss it though.
Oh, yeah. Let's forget that. Okay.
Okay. What does it mean? Does it mean just all like the end of suffering? These are all the end of suffering?
Yeah, it means that this was putting the end to your suffering. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Now we're going to move out of the two lower schools and go to the third school, right? Okay. Which is where we were supposed to be in the first place.
Yep.
So who's going to read, Word?
I don't know. Let's see who's here. I want to torture my students.
I love that. It's so fun.
I noticed.
Yeah.
I noticed you loving this. Aleftina Sorokina. Are you there?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you read this section, please.
Nel Jol Chopani
Nice.
Femriki Jukpat Thamche Yepar Shive
Newar Shiva. Shiwe.
Nevar Shive Teshini Sorve Deva Mekyan Duknel Den Trelve Deva Yopa Amegak Chan Me Kyan Minla Zetrup Ki Yopa Yan Minpa Takpa Gyurme Tu Yopa Yinpar De To.
Really good. Really, really good.
Nice.
You must be Word student. All right. Okay, Word. Now Chapas.
The yogis say
Yeah, which means the
mind only school.
yeah, the mind only school. Now, I don't know, these few paragraphs would make a beautiful course or something, or a beautiful lecture, like a 2-hour thing or something. Because it's the idea of nirvana in each school, and it's very beautiful, and there are different flavors. Okay, so they say this nirvana is a deshinyi.
Is a thing? Wait.
It's kind of a tattva, it's kind of a suchness.
Right. Yeah. It's a type
It's a kind of suchness, implying some kind of emptiness, maybe. Nirvana is a suchness in which you have put to rest the jukba
the engaging, all the
Yeah, all the activity of Bem and Rick.
of particulate matter and thinking stuff.
Yeah, all physical matter and all mental processes, their engagement or their activity has been put to rest in this realm of suchness, okay? And you sort of way dewa me.
You don't feel good. There's no good feelings there.
Yeah, there's no pleasure in the sense of the sensations.
Right. Okay.
We're not talking about pleasure in the sense of sensations, but there is a dewa there.
Yeah, there's no good feelings, but there is a bliss.
Yeah, good. You don't have pleasure in the sense of feeling, but you do have a bliss where you are chawa, tendu, dunyo.
Where you are permanently bereft of suffering.
Yeah, where you are forever free of suffering. Do you have feelings of physical and mental bliss? No. Do you have bliss? Yes. Well, what's that bliss? That's the bliss of not suffering anymore. It's the like stopping beating your head against the wall, right? It feels so good. Okay. So can we ask you, Mr. Mind Only, is nirvana an arhat's condition or high bodhisattva, right? In this discussion,
Right.
Is it a mega? Is it a simple absence the way that the second school said it was?
Well, not according to Mind Only. It's a simple absence, but not in the way the second school said it was.
Yeah. So we say, look, it's not just nothing. Okay. Me gak chang me. It's not just nothing like you second school guys said. Okay. It's not just nothing, but it's also not yupa.
Yeah. It ain't is and it ain't not. It is.
Yeah. It ain't not and it ain't is. Okay. And he says, when he says it ain't is, he says it's not anything substantial.
Yeah.
It's not nothing, and it's not substantially something. Okay.
Is that more like substance there?
Well, I think what he's saying, he's criticizing the Vaibhashikas, I think. He says, look, it's not a clump. Okay.
Right.
It's not that you get a new clump which consists of nothing. Okay. It's not that.
I think
But we do say it's takpa and girme, and it is a yupa.
it does exist. It will not change, and it is unchanging.
Immutable. Yeah. Okay. That's what we believe. Okay. So it'd be very interesting to have a class. It'd probably take about an hour to discuss the difference between these things. Okay. It's extremely clear. I mean, I've never seen anything so clear about the kinds of nirvana. Okay.
Wow.
All right. Who you gonna pick on next? You got 5 minutes. You might as well use it.
Chloe.
Chloe.
Hi.
Chloe, why aren't you in my class? Is it too early?
Yeah.
Stay here. Black. Tay.
Jay, yeah.
Pen.
Yeah.
K. Do. Dig. Ten. Do. Juk. Chitla.
Sila.
일순에 죽팔미도대
Indute.
미도대 남팔den la up
Yay! Good job.
Tell her up. Tell her up.
de la up ba duar.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay, you don't need my class. That's why you're not coming.
Oh. Dater Lakche Penche to let me see. This is tricky. I also misunderstood it. According to them, you can still take Chengdu Juk once you have reached Lakche and Yangde.
Oh, once you've reached nirvana without remainder, you can still go on to enter, become part of the Mahayana.
Yeah, and because there's two classic types of nirvana reachers described in this whole section. They are the high bodhisattvas and the
Drachumbas, the arhats.
yeah, and the lower, the Hinayana Drachumbas, okay, Hinayana arhats. So he says, look, there's still hope for the one guys, those Hinayana arhats. There's still hope for them, okay? Even after they achieve nirvana with the remainder, okay, they still have a chance to promote themselves to Mahayana, okay? And that's what do you call it? That's a policy of scripture, right? The Hinayana arhats can get promoted, right? Okay. But the law is a soft
Disjunctive.
yeah, but once you've reached that point, Hakche Penje, right? I'm sorry. From that point on, once you get higher than Hakche, you cannot jukpa to the Tekchen.
You can and you cannot enter into the Mahayana.
Yeah, they cannot. Who believes that?
Mind only?
Yeah, mind only. Because I don't think we would ever say that. That would mean some people couldn't reach enlightenment or something. You see what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So once you get to nirvana with remainder, you can still enter the Mahayana. Once you get to past that, meaning nirvana without remainder, maybe it's too late. You can't get promoted. Maybe there's nothing left to promote. Okay.
Me gak chang me.
Yeah. We still have 1 minute word. Why don't you read this fast?
We got two.
Yeah.
Oh, now we got one.
Well, saying you have two takes one.
Nenchu jangchu yongsun gurwa ching chi pongpo hlakma tang chepe nyanyang le depe ying la ne shing lanana mepa yangdak par sok pe jangchu drup par je tam.
Keep going.
Onte pongpo hlakma mepe nyanyang le depe ying la ne shing che chena.
Yeah, I think we leave it for next time. I don't want to rush it. But yeah, it's a quotation, right?
Yeah, I'll do the next few sections for my homework.
You did a good job. I really enjoy your translations, and I really enjoy that you work so hard that you can translate it. By the way, this quotation goes on for 3 sections, right? And it ends here at the Sheso in 474. Okay, so probably you should take this whole 3 sections. Yeah.
And I have a question about punctuation regarding quotes that are split up. Like, how did we put the quotes? I know there's a method, I just don't know it. Like, I just put quotes on each, but it felt like there was another way. Don't you just put quotes on the first part and not the second part?
Yeah,
like,
if it's a conversation that's continuing to multiple paragraphs, Venerable Upa can tell you better than me, but this, you don't use an ending quotation mark.
Exactly, yeah.
But you use a starting quotation. If it were me, I would put the whole thing in indent.
Yeah.
And then you don't get your reader distracted. And then you don't get double quotation marks inside of double quotation marks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was wondering about that too.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All right. See
Thank
you
you again.
tonight. Yeah, you did a good job, Word, and thank you again for teaching your class. Yeah.
Welcome.
All
Thank
right.
you, Geshe-la.
Uncle Nick, any final words from Amelie?
No, she's watching Spider-Man, so
Hey,
He's
how
not to
can
be disturbed.
Spider-Man be more interesting than Wordsmith? I don't know.
It's close.
I wish I was watching Spider-Man.
Not what Shashuna thinks.
She's
Oh,
hollering.
you
something. I
might
think she
be
just-
watching Spider-Man and you don't know.
No, we have yoga coming up with Jacqueline, so stick around if you would like to check out that yoga class. Or of course, we have another one in the afternoon that will be with Andriana. So if you can make it to one of those, I hear it's really good for you to do yoga. So have a great break. Guess you might go get some
Hey,
rest.
Ben, who's the crazy guy on your lap? Who's this
The,
guy?
the neighbor's golden retriever.
Oh, it's the neighbor's puppy. I see. Okay.
It's me.
Okay.
Oh, there you are.
You should give him a dog treat. I'll send you some. You can feed it to him.
It's all he eats.
I'm
a human.
Ew. All right. See you guys later.
Human food.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Thanks, everybody. Sashi.
Thank you.
Sashi.
Bye.
See you later.